All right, so good morning, good morning, good morning, Facebook community, Landing for Success community. I trust everyone's having the start to another amazing day and another amazing morning. As I reflect on our morning here, I'm thinking for some of you who are watching, maybe it's already afternoon or evening where you are. And what I love about our community is not only is it a local community where we can meet and network and inspire, motivate each other, but it's becoming a global community as well. So if you're joining us for the very first time, do me a huge favor if you can. In the comment below, type the number one in the comments. So this way, Jessica and I can acknowledge you for being here with us. And thank you for being here. And also, if you're one of those brave individuals that says, "Hey, type your name in the comment, you guys. Type in your name, maybe even the city or the country you're from. So once again, so we can acknowledge you for being here. So what I'd like to do is jump right in because I have a very special guest this morning. She is extremely busy and has taken the time to be with us. So I want to thank her for that. She is an individual I have a lot of respect for. She is a two-time, I think she is a 2 times #1 international best-selling author. She is a speaker. She's a podcast host. And more importantly, she, family is really important to her. And so she is somebody who also loves not just want to make money. I mean, who wouldn't want to make money, right, in their business, but somebody who likes to help a lot of people as well. So please help me to welcome my special guest this morning, Jessica. Jessica, welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Gordon. So always such a pleasure to spend time with you. Always valuable, everything that comes out of your mouth. It's always my honor to have some of your time. So thank you for having me with you today.
Wow, thank you. I was gonna take a stab, Jessica, pronouncing your full name, or like a Serre, Boissonneault. I'm not even gonna try. So you do it. How do we properly say your full name?
It's very French, so it's hard with the English accent. But Jessica de Serre Boissonneault.
De Serre Boissonneault.
Yes.
Wow, you gotta have a name like so what? Right?
I
wish. Love it. So, I mean, the only French I know is like bonjour.
Bonjour.
Yeah, comment ça va?
Très bien, toi?
Bien merci. Those are the only words I know.
It's amazing. It gets you by for
yes.
icebreaker.
There you go. Well, Jessica, thank you so much. Let's jump right into it. I want the audience, the folks who are watching, to know who is Jessica.
Thank you. So like you said, 2 times best international selling author. I am a mom. I am a flight attendant as well for almost 11 years.
Wow.
World passionate traveler. I'm all about women empowerment. So I am the founder of the Women Empowerment Wednesday show. Doing a lot of amazing things, working on huge projects right now. Lot of passions in life. I always say, power, passion, and positivity. That really
the 3 P's. I like that. Hold on. Let me get out my book. Jessica, I want to welcome Tammy being here and Jaya being here. One of the reasons why I love doing interviews is I was never really a good student, and my grade 13 English class, Jessica, I had a 49% average.
Oh my God.
my teacher, like to this date, I'm thinking, okay, did she give me a 51 because she felt sorry for me, or she liked me, or she just wanted to promote me out of the school, right? So I love interviews because then I can learn from somebody like yourself. So you mentioned 3 P's, right? Tell me those 3 P's again.
Power,
passion,
and positivity.
Okay, so I got these 3 written down. I'm going to come back to it for a minute.
Yes.
Wow. Like, folks, did you hear all these things that Jessica just shared about herself? One of the things that I caught was you mentioned 11 years in the travel industry.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that for a minute, like your background of what you meant being in the travel industry, because today the travel industry is hurting.
Yes, exactly. So, like many, being in the industry was never something I dreamt of as a young child. It just happened. I always
Wow.
loved traveling. I traveled at age 19 to France with my
Mm,
backpack by myself to do some volunteer work, which is such an incredible experience. And so I knew at that moment that I was going to travel every single year. I knew that it was
wow.
my passion, right? But I was studying sociology university. I always been somebody that loves to learn, so I enjoyed what I was studying. I just didn't know exactly where I was going with my degree. And so somebody invited me, a good friend of mine, to an interview. I showed up because, hey, why not?
That's
I like
incredible.
to go with the flow in life, and I like to stay open as well to opportunities and to try them. And so I went to the interview, and as I sat down, I got hired. As I sat down in that training center on day one
That's
of it,
incredible.
I knew I was at the right place. I knew that was it. I was going to be in that industry, and I loved every single day of it. You know that feeling when you get to the airport and you see the planes?
Wow.
You know that excitement? I
Yes.
said, please make that feeling never go
Go
away.
away.
And
Wow.
even now, after 11 years, and even like not like February 26th, 2020
Yes.
was my last flight. So I have
Wow.
worked in a year.
Almost 1 year.
Yeah. Yeah, we're the 23rd
Wow.
today. Yeah, it's like crazy. So my last flight, and even now I look at a plane in the sky. There's less planes, obviously, but I
I'm
still,
thinking Fantasy Island. Remember Fantasy Island? It goes, the plane, the plane.
but I still like have that passion. I love to be in my uniform. I love to be on the plane,
Yes.
40,000 feet in the air, taking care of my passengers, traveling the
Wow.
world. I'm still very much in love with it, and I'm very grateful for that.
Wow. So you mentioned passion, the three P's passion. One of
Yes.
them was passion. Would you say your love for everything you just described is because of your passion?
Yes, but I'm a very deep down, I'm a very passionate person. So
Okay.
when I do things, I do them with passion. So whether it's loving my child, loving my partner, loving my job, I'm a very passionate person. I mentioned those three P's because these three P's really helped me get through my most difficult times in my life.
Yes.
So we can go back 2013, but let's fast forward to 2018 or 17,
Okay.
when I was going to separate with my ex. And
Mm,
very difficult, having still my daughter being young, going through verbal abuse and some
wow.
physical abuse as well. Those three P's kept me moving forward, because
Wow.
I do strongly believe that every woman and man have that power inside of us. You just have to sometimes get some exterior help to
Yes.
unleash that power. That would be Tony Robbins.
Wow. Yes. Yes. Tony Robbins, right?
Unleash
Unleash the
that.
power within.
But that's why I really, now my mission for women empowerment, and I know you wanted us to get into that topic, but my passion for women empowerment really began when I became that single mom, coming out
Wow.
of those abusive relationship, where I had to lean into my positive aspects in my life. I had to lean in my power inside. When you're a mom, you
Yeah.
have to
Yes.
be so strong, right?
Yes.
Then my passion for life. I love life. There's
That's
so
incredible.
many
Jessica, single mom, abusive
things.
relationship. What I love about having conversations with you is out of all the conversations we've had, and we've had quite a few now,
Mm,
and you're talking about abusive relationships.
mm,
A lot of individuals talk about the shame and the blame game, the shame, the blame, and the guilt game.
mm.
You don't do that. I'm just noticing you don't do that.
I mean,
So,
I did for a long time.
okay. You
did.
did. Okay. So I'm so glad I was in part of that part of your life. So talk to me about that, because, it's, look, if I was going through a broken relationship right now in an abusive situation, I'd probably be blaming or shaming or having guilt trips on somebody else.
Yeah.
So how did you manage to eventually survive and thrive from that? And what would you say to somebody who may be going through that situation right now?
I love that you're asking me that, because not even an hour ago, I connected with a colleague of mine that I did not know prior to today. And she was sharing with me, she just exited a relationship like that. That's the advice I told her. If I can give you one advice from
Okay.
all the years of my growth and all of that I went through, don't blame yourself. Don't hit yourself on the head.
Like
Be
that.
loving and kind to yourself. We have
Don't blame yourself, be loving,
yes,
and be kind
yes,
to yourself. I love it.
because it's so easy, especially you hear it from friends and family. Oh my God, why did you do this? Why were you that person? And it's so easy to say, like, oh my God, I'm such a bad person.
Yes.
And even if I add an extra layer, being in that kind of relationship, you start believing those things, that you
Wow.
are not kind, that you are not loving, that you're not caring. All of these things that you hear for years and years, you start believing them. So for me,
Wow.
to be back in my environment with my colleagues at work was super transformative, because I was meeting people like that didn't know me. And
Right.
after a flight, they would tell me, Jess, you're such a positive, a fun, loving person. And then I said, oh yeah, I am.
Wow.
So you start re-educating yourself.
Yes.
And then I try to be living in today, because if we keep living in the past,
In
it's
the
gone.
past. Wow.
We can't go back. So accept, be
Wow.
present to it. You went through that. It's
Yes.
gone. It's in the back.
I like that. So accept, be present.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And then look at your future and what can you do to feel better, to that self-love, and how can you be kind to yourself today? There's so many
Wow.
things.
Jessica, this sounds like the beginning of your next book,
Maybe.
right? This is incredible, from the 3 Ps.
Thank you.
I love it. So folks, if you're watching, this is my good friend, Jessica, who is a 2 times #1 international bestselling author, host of her own podcast, inspiring and empowering women right now from all around the world. But more importantly, again, she is someone who family is really important for her, and helping other people is really important for her as well. So if what Jessica is sharing with you right now is inspiring or motivating you or resonate with you, if you want to get in touch with her, leave a comment, right? Leave a comment, direct message us, and we're happy to connect you to Jessica, or reach out directly and have a conversation with Jessica. So Jessica, you mentioned 11 years in the
Travel industry.
travel industry. Right now, the travel industry is decimated. Is that the right word?
Yes, we've
Yeah.
have been the most impacted industry in the whole world.
Yeah, this pandemic has been like, how has that affected yourself? And then what would you recommend to individuals in the travel industry, especially, flight attendants and so on, and airline that have been affected? I mean, financially, physically, emotionally, it's got to be, doesn't matter how strong you are, right? It's got to be weighing somehow.
The conversation I've been seeing in the last few weeks, because I was doing a special series on my Women Empowerment Wednesday show where
Yes.
we be flight attendants. So I've been doing that since beginning of January. And the conversation I keep hearing is it's our identity that was kind of gone, right?
Yes.
Because the industry that we are in, especially in our role, it's a lifestyle.
Yes.
Every month is a new schedule, a new flight, a new destination, new colleagues. You're meeting new people, so it's constantly changing, and there's no routine to it. We can, on our days off, go and travel whenever we want,
Whatever you want, right? If you want to be
wherever.
in Paris, right? Here I come.
Hong Kong,
Hong Kong. Oh,
bye.
I miss Hong Kong. I was just talking to my son in Hong Kong. I haven't seen my baby grandson, he was born in September.
Oh,
So
congratulations.
yeah, so we can't fly.
Right.
So yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
emotionally,
So
that's hard, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's really that lifestyle that was taken away, that freedom. For me, one of my core values is freedom. So you're taking away that freedom of enjoying the work that I do. I have to stay home. We're not built to stay home all the time. So it's been very difficult to adjust to that.
Yes.
You know, the pay cut, not socializing, but that's all things that a lot
Yes.
of other people in other industries have been experiencing as well.
Yes.
So again, you have to go back to those deep values. What is important right now? Focus on the positive. There's
Yes.
so many blessings. For me, to be home every night to read my daughter's bedtime story
Wow.
has been the greatest blessing this year.
Wow.
And
What
what
a
I'm
great,
holding,
what a great attitude.
but it's true because she's
Yeah.
8 years old. I haven't been able to be home every single
Right.
night. So now I get to put her to bed. Sometimes I'm tired. I don't feel like it, but
Yes.
I've been home to do that with her. They're growing so fast, right? So what I'm doing is I'm really holding on to the positive because I know eventually we'll be back. It might take some time. It's not going to be on our schedule, but we will be back. People will want to travel again, right? So that's what I
Yes.
hold on to.
That's amazing, Jessica. So, Jessica, let's talk about women empowerment for a minute. Why
Yeah.
is that so important for you?
So again, what I was saying earlier with my 3 Ps, that's exactly when that passion of women empowerment came about when I was in that difficult period of my life because
Mm.
I realized when you're talking about your story, you realize that there's so many other women that experience some sort of similar story. And I was
Right.
like blown away. People don't talk about it. I was like, okay. So when the first wave of the pandemic happened, I said, okay, we need to add positive, empowering conversations in people's lives. They're home, they're
Mm.
terrified, we don't know what's going to happen. So I started the Women Empowerment Show, Wednesday show, and it's been so amazing because we can have an impact in people's lives
Yes.
just by having these real conversations. And so I want to keep doing that. I
So for the folks who are watching, Jessica, what is that? What is that show, and how does how does that show work, and how do people find
Yes.
that show?
So I have a Facebook group, Women Empowerment by Jessica DSB. All my episodes are there. I think I'm at episode 42, which is
Wow.
amazing. All the episodes are on my Facebook group. I'm working on it to have it in different platforms, but for now, that's where they are. The show was really created with me and one of my good friends, Jamie Yamanaka,
Yes.
where we would have weekly conversations that were touching, inspiring, empowering with a special guest. And
Yes.
we love to support each other. So I would have a lot of entrepreneurs on the show where we would pick a topic every single week, different topics every week, and we would have a conversation that are empowering, right?
Yes.
And I mean, in the last year, so many connections were made through this show. So
Yes.
I'm really, really grateful for that. And then in the last 5, 6 weeks, it's been Flight Attendant, which has been amazing as well, because we get to connect again with our aviation colleagues and have some sort of like
Yeah.
flight flight conversation. So it's been really, really great.
That's incredible. So I do want to talk about that next,
Yes.
in terms of flight attendants and what you're doing to help share their stories of inspiration. I'm just going to back up a little bit again with your show, your women's empowerment show.
Yes.
40, how many episodes now?
42.
42.
Yes.
And the stories, right? The women all the women you've been interviewing, they're so inspiring.
Mhm.
Is there one, obviously there's so many of them. Is there one interview that really stuck out for you at all from some of the interviews
Oh my God.
that's been inspiring? not
You know what?
like, I don't want to put you on the spot and then everyone calls you like, hey, what about my interview? No, that's not what this
No,
is.
I'm thinking, when people ask me the question, where's your best travel, like where do you best like to travel, like which
Yes.
destination? And that's how I feel what you're asking me,
Yeah.
because every destination has
It's
something
so amazing. So I'm
magical.
not thinking of the best. I'm just thinking, can you share maybe for the folks that are watching, so we get an idea of what the show is about, and maybe there's, I see Jaya's in here, right? There's so many amazing women who may have stories,
Mm,
inspirational stories themselves that they may want to say, hey, Jessica, if I wanted to be a guest
yes.
on your show,
Yeah. Well,
what?
first of all,
Yeah,
message me. I'm always very open and love to connect with people. So message me.
yeah,
Like I said, I like to forecast, especially somebody that has their own business, or, this coaching or whatever, but I love to support each other, right? So one of my episode was with Beatrice, which
mm,
was very, very emotional and touching. And shout out to you, Bia. She lost her son in a
mm,
motorcycle accident, I think almost 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
And having her on the show, I met her through a business opportunity. She's an artist, so she paints. I
Wow,
actually have her painting in the house. So having her on that show was the first time she was publicly talking about her
wow,
story with
wow.
her son. And so it was very, very touching. I had tears coming out. And there was a
Yeah,
lot of people on live. Her family is from
wow.
Portugal, at all the family on live. So that was a very, very touching episode.
That's
Um,
incredible.
yeah,
That's going to be hard, right? And
yeah,
the healing process. Well, you mentioned um, Jessica, you just said motorcycle accident. So January. So this is probably the first time for me talking about it. I mentioned it briefly. January 5th, I
mm,
had a family member who got killed in an ATV accident.
mm,
So, so there's so many individuals that are suffering loss right now.
yeah,
And so I'm so amazed at how your show is actually giving individuals the opportunity to be able to share and tell their story, and that healing process and sharing your stories is pretty amazing, isn't it?
exactly.
Yeah, because you've
Definitely.
done it twice yourself and
Yes.
co-authored books. So tell us about this amazing book series you got coming out. And folks, if you guys are watching, Jessica is pretty humble about her success, so she's not going to talk about it. So I'm going to see if I can just drag it out of her. Jessica, tell us this book that your book series you're coming up with. Is
Yeah.
it only for women, by the way?
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay. Because I get jealous all the time, like empowering women all the time. But what about us guys, right? Like I
I
see
mean,
Shit's
I
watching here too. Like us guys, we just get left out.
by the way, you don't know this. I'm gonna say it publicly. You'll be on my show very soon, probably beginning of April, if it fits in your schedule. Because as I've been saying it, my Women Empowerment Wednesday show is women, but I have one man every month,
Mm,
because men are super important in the
amazing.
conversation of women empowerment. So you're on the top of my list. Okay, so stay tuned. I can't wait. Um, and before I share the details of my current project, I want to acknowledge you, because
Mm,
I feel this whole journey of me being an author and best-selling author has started because of you.
oh,
You and
thank you.
Randy giving us an opportunity, to become authors, putting everything together. I'm living it now, so I
Yes.
know there's so much work behind the scenes.
Yes.
And so thank you. Thank you. I will be forever
You're
grateful for opening
you're
that door.
welcome. You're very welcome. I never, it's so I always say it's a copy of Randy's books, Empowering Women Succeed, is usually never too far from
Mm,
my reach. So yeah. So thank you for
yeah,
the acknowledgement there,
thank
Jessica. Really
you.
appreciate
And
that.
and again today, me coming up with my own book collaboration project, you are still very much involved. You've been mentoring me. Like I don't know how many hours we've spent on the
Mm,
Zoom for you to give me some valuable knowledge. And so I'm so, so grateful for who you are and all of that knowledge that you're giving me. So thank you so much.
You're so welcome. But we're just the catalyst. You're doing all the work, Jessica.
I know.
You're putting in the time, the work, the effort, all those sleepless nights, and there's so much work behind the scenes. I wish that people actually just knew how much time and effort and that labor of love. I think that's really the word that people don't really see that actually goes in behind this. So I want to congratulate you for putting this together.
Thank you. So so I'm doing my own flight attendant book collaboration project. We are now officially 14, all of flight attendants from different airlines collaborating together. We're going to share own unique individual stories of being a flight attendant, but also what we've been experiencing in the last year. And it's going to be a message also of empowerment and hope, because we're going to get through this together.
Yes.
And, we want to be that voice for the aviation. So I'm super excited.
That is absolutely incredible. So you have about how many authors now? 2 authors?
13 plus me. Yes.
13, so 14 of you. And what is there any more spots left?
I have a few more spots open. I am calling out for male flight attendants, as I want to add more men. I have one already, but I don't want him to be alone in the book.
Yes.
So I want for sure at least 2 more men.
2 more.
But I'm also open to other female joining the project. So I have a few more spots open.
Okay. So the contributing authors to this specific book are flight attendants then.
Yes.
So if anybody's watching and you're a flight attendant, yes, or someone who's a flight attendant and have a inspiring story that they would like to share, and also become a published author.
Yes.
Please reach out to Jessica.
Exactly. Yeah.
Jessica, I'm just going to circle back to, you mentioned 3 P's. You've talked quite a bit about passion. The other 2's are power and possibilities. Or positivity. See, my handwriting is terrible. Talk to me a little bit about, you mentioned that you were in this abusive relationship. Did you feel like you lost your power initially?
Of course. Of course. Oh my God. You're bringing me back to a specific, I'm going to be real.
Absolutely. Yeah.
When you get hit, when you get pushed to the floor and dragged.
Yes.
You feel like completely powerless.
Yes.
Like you almost do not exist.
Wow.
And I can talk about it like now. It just happened in September, my last event with my ex.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
And I literally felt like my identity was shaken.
Right. Wow.
And so without shaming yourself, because it's I think it's natural for the human body to say, oh my God, why was I there? Why no. I didn't want to go there.
Right.
I believe, and I was just listening to a motivational video yesterday morning. We're all going to go through difficult things in our lives.
Yes.
I think David Goggins, I'm listening to Can't Hurt Me.
Wow.
I had to be broken to rebuild myself to become the woman I am today.
Wow.
So
I'm going to write that down. I had to be broken to be rebuilt to be the woman I'm today.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever heard anyone with that quote. So I know Shireen Jid is watching, one of our interns.
Yes.
Shireen Jid, maybe that's, with Jessica's permission, maybe we could get a really nice picture of Jessica and then have that quote, I had to be broken to be rebuilt to be the woman today. And then we could use that for one of our Instagram social media posts. What do you think?
Yes, I love it.
That's like a unique quote from Jessica de Serre, Boissonneault.
Yes.
That's my feeble attempt. Jessica, thank you so much for sharing that, because that vulnerability, that's hard. But I want to thank you for doing that. So you lost, but you got your power back.
Yes.
right? You got your power back and you got your positivity back. Talk to me about that. Share with the folks who are watching how it feels. Like how it feels to be able to get that power back.
It feels amazing. You're that unstoppable, unshakable woman, but there was a big, there was a lot of work and a lot of factors between that event until now, right?
Yes.
One of those factors is in your book that you just showed, Empowering Women to Succeed. I read a story in that story, and that's why I'm such an advocate for these collaborations, because it literally began a huge transformation of my life. I read the story of Miss Haley Patry, and I felt so connected with what I was going through, and I started working with her. So one of the big things I'm an advocate for is investing in yourself.
Investing in yourself.
I would not be who I am today without all the investment and the support of incredible people like you and Haley and Randy. Okay.
Wow.
So that made a huge, and again, because Haley went through that difficult period, she decided to be vulnerable, to share it in a story, now being a successful coach, teaching other women how she got through it.
Yes.
I mean, wow, it's magical.
Incredible, right?
So
yes.
I want to do the same. I don't want to keep all this information.
Yes. And you are doing it.
Yeah.
So thank you. Thank you. And Haley's amazing. Haley's actually a coach, will be a coach in our community in Landed for Success as well. So thank you for mentioning Haley as well.
Yeah, she's and we'll get to our women the event. But yeah, so that was a huge part of who do you surround yourself with, because it makes such a difference. I was talking with my partner this morning. We had like a very powerful, deep conversation, and I look at him like, it's so lovely to have conversations with you.
Nice. Wow.
I can be myself. I can share my vulnerability. I can share my vision, my dreams. It makes such a huge difference, right?
Wow.
So who do you surround yourself with? And, it doesn't have to be your partner, but who do you surround you with? Your friends?
Yes.
You know that famous quote, the 5 people that you hang around
with. Yes. Yes. And you already know my motto is surround yourself only with people who can lift you up.
Yes.
And it doesn't mean other people aren't good people, right? They're amazing individuals. You got to surround yourself with the 5 people that can actually lift you up.
Yes.
Right. So, yeah. So Jessica, you love empowering women to succeed, because you know what it's like to be down yourself and bounce back. And you have an amazing co-authored book series to do that as well coming up. So folks that are interested in sharing their story as a flight attendant inside Jessica's book, please reach out to her on that. Last thing I want to talk about is you have an event coming up.
Yeah.
I mean, this is COVID. How do you do an event? How are you doing it? Like, I'm dying to
oh my
go
God.
to
and I don't know if you remember this, but in the last summer we spoke, and I said, Gordon, can I do the events that you guys hosted in Toronto, in Montreal?
Yes.
Yeah, why not?
Of course.
And then COVID hit, and then you're like, why wait? You should do an online event. And again, because I'm such a good mentee, I will listen to your advice. And so we're hosting an online event, a
amazing
Women in Power conference. It's completely free.
Wow.
All you need to do is with the link, we're going to share the link of Eventbrite. You get your free ticket. So we know you're coming. You're joining us.
That's amazing.
March 10th.
March 10th. Okay.
It's my Women Empowerment Wednesday. So we're going to start at 12, like that, my normal time. I would do my show until 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Wow. Okay.
We're going to have 4 speakers.
Yes.
We're going to have the most incredible host. Oh my God. Karine is such an incredible, powerful lady. I can't wait for you to hear from her. She's going to be hosting the event. The speakers, we're going to have a very, very special guest, Miss Haley Patry.
Amazing.
I am so honored to have some of her valuable time. I'll be like you with my notes.
Yes, just taking notes, right?
And then we're going to do about 12 to 15 boss babes, which is ladies that have their own businesses at homemade.
Wait a minute, come on. Like, what about the boss hunks? I'm just kidding. Like, I feel like the guys get the short end of the stick. Like, how do we? No, that's amazing. Boss babes.
Boss babes. This time it is a women empowerment event. We're not including
Amazing.
much men in the construction of the event. Sorry, next time, okay?
Okay.
But yes, they'll be having 3 minutes to do their elevator pitch.
Amazing.
Forecast their businesses, because again, I'm all about supporting each other, especially in these times right now. Hey, come on, it makes such a difference if we can support each other. And then at the end, there's going to be 2 giveaways. We're putting together 2 baskets with my 2 books, the 2 books from one of the speakers, with Onisha Lewis, with other homemade goodies. And we're going to be doing the draw for those that are attending live. So we're very excited.
That's amazing, Jessica. And you're going to put the link in here for us?
Yes.
Yeah.
I will.
Amazing. Amazing.
Oh my God, Kelly is there joining us. I just
hello, Kelly.
Good morning. I love her.
You know, this Thursday, I'm not sure if the timing works for you or not, but this Thursday, our online virtual speed networking event, you know, people used to ask, like, when is it? And we used to have it sporadically once a month. So now it's like the last, Jessica, this is so easy, right? Do me a favor, repeat this after me, okay? The last Thursday of every month. That's it. So somebody said, well, when is it? Well, the last Thursday of every month. So there's no confusion, right? So if somebody wants to meet network, and if you want to come and give a 30-second elevator pitch so everyone knows about your event, you're more than welcome to do that on Thursday as well.
I'll be there.
All right. Well, so thank you so much for taking the time to be here. I love, you know, you talk about the 3 Ps, power, passion, and positivity.
Yes.
which is absolutely amazing. And if somebody has a story, a flight attendant, if you know a flight attendant that has a story they want to share, they can be part of your
please reach out to me. Even if it's for a referral, you might know somebody. I'll be gladly getting in touch with them. I'm also going to be looking for other resources because I have a section of testimonies. And so send me your referrals, message me, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. So Jessica, this is a little bit silly, but you know, when your book is published, a friend of mine just reached out to me last week. And he has a company that's been around for 15 years. They average about 200,000 visitors a week on their website. And they have a mailing list of 1.5 million.
Wow.
And these are individuals who have subscribed to buy and download ebooks. Can you imagine?
Wow.
So he came to me last week and he said, I will only offer it to members of Land for Success. Isn't that crazy? Says you got to be a member of Land for Success. And what I like to do is I've got all these categories from mystery to romance. And so, well, you got to understand, I only have business authors. So he said, that's fine. So I introduced him to a book that you're part of.
Yes.
30+1 Resilient Stories. So I connected Michael with them. And Michael's going to be able to blog once a week or once a month. And they're actually going to send out his blog to their newsletter of 1.5 million people.
Wow.
You imagine?
Oh my God. Does he
so
have
when your book is ready, when your book is ready, can you imagine if we can make that introduction for you where you can be part of this book community that already has a mailing list of 1.5 million people that you can perhaps share? You know, I'm just thinking out loud, like you have 14 authors and growing. What if there was one story a month that you're writing about the 3 Ps?
Right.
And they can actually put that out in front of 1.5 million people for you every single month.
I'm in.
Incredible, right?
I love it.
Yeah. So that's what I love about what you do, what we're doing. And we're growing, right? We're new, we're growing, we're learning on how we can continue to support folks in our community.
Connections. It's amazing.
Jessica, I got a couple of quick questions for you before we wrap up. You okay with that?
Go ahead.
Okay. So let's see if the audience can get to know you a bit more here. What is your favorite color?
Oh my God. I think you asked me last time. Pink, definitely pink.
And
but rose gold. Rose gold.
and you said the same last time too, pink. But rose gold is new. Why rose gold?
Because I mean, it is it's just like an added layer, because there's different shades of pink, right?
Yeah.
The gold with the rose gold, it has like, just like,
Yeah. As you're talking about pink and rose gold, and we're talking about connection, do you have someone writing your forward already?
On my flight attendant? Yes,
yeah.
okay. I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know somebody?
Well, I'm actually thinking of a friend of mine, and she wrote a book about pink dreams. When you mentioned pink, and she's actually the correspondent for the Amazing Race Canada, right? And she's been on the red carpet with, what are some of the talk shows that you would have in Hollywood, right? E-Talk and stuff like that. So her name is Jennifer, and she's actually right here in Newmarket. But I think she would be, as soon as she said pink, that's what I was thinking about, right?
Jennifer. My whole idea with this book is to get as much involvement by flight attendants.
By flight, yes, absolutely.
I'm very grateful that our editor, Miss Marav Richter, she's a flight attendant
as well.
25 years. She has her own business as well, teaching people how to become authors. And so we were connected together, and she's actually going to write the foreword for us. She's actually 3 times bestseller.
That's amazing.
And she was 2 times, she did TED Talks.
Amazing. Wow. That's really cool.
TED Talks. Her. Yeah.
Yes, Marav is absolutely amazing. So my second question for you is, do you have a favorite ice cream?
Yes.
Okay.
Cookie dough.
Cookie dough. I think that's the first time that somebody said that. Cookie dough. That's
my favorite.
Yeah. It's amazing. All right. So I have a last question for you. If you could wave a magic wand right now and do something, like one thing for Jessica, not for anybody else, because I know you're always thinking about somebody else, taking care of family, your daughter, or taking care of your clients. Like, you're always thinking about somebody else, right? If you could wave the magic wand right now, and there's one thing you could do for Jessica, what would you do?
Today, I would hire a fitness coach to get back on track with my, coming from walking on the plane like 40,000 steps in a day and being home sitting down, I'm like so out of shape, and I don't like that. So I would definitely invest in like the best fitness coach in town, and him to come to my house, and then weekly workouts.
Wow. That's a really good goal to have, my daughter is my fitness coach. So it's nice to have a coach especially for accountability, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It works. It really works.
Yeah. Well, amazing. Well, once again, folks, if you're watching, thank you so much for being here. My special guest, Jessica. If you want to reach out to her, leave a comment or direct messages. We're happy to connect you with Jessica. Jessica, any final thoughts before you go?
A huge hello to Kelly, because she's like, authors are awesome. Congrats.
Yes.
I love you, girl. I love you. It was such a beautiful experience to do the 30+1 resiliency stories with all of you. I'm I
see Kelly's here, and I see Jonathan.
Yes,
Jonathan here as well.
Yes, as well. Oh my God, love it. Have a beautiful day, Kelly. Gordon, always a pleasure connecting with you. I'll be having you on my show very soon. Stay tuned, everybody.
Amazing.
And I'm also going to be at your event on Thursday night, so I can't be part of that as well. Thank you all for watching. Please reach out for anything. Like, really, my door's open. Reach out, message me. Don't be shameful on you or say, oh, I shouldn't bother her. Please reach out. If I'm too busy, I'll just answer a bit later, but just reach out. And today, my call to action, take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself.
Wow. Take care of yourself.
Yes.
And be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
So that's another quote we're going to make with you, Jessica. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Awesome. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. And until next time, have an amazing, amazing day.